Hi, I'm Michelle Murphy. I am based in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I am a transplant here of 20 years. I moved from Manhattan and had my design firm in Manhattan and then relocated to the South. And now we have a little bit of the North and the South. I like to think that we do residential, luxury residential design, as well as boutique commercial spaces. Growing up, my mom ran a nonprofit art gallery in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So I was constantly forced to work there with her. I did everything from stuffing envelopes to meeting all the artists and modeling for some artists. I bought my first piece of original art at 16 years old at an auction she took me to, and that's where my love of art developed. From that, I knew I wanted to do something in the arts field, so I went to Moore College of Art and Design in Philadelphia, and I was very thankful that that first year there, we touched down on a lot of things. I learned how to do metalsmithing with a TIG and MIG welder. I did jewelry design, I did pottery and threw on a wheel, which I was horrible at. But then I started to weave my way through, and finding my passion was really like textile, fabrics, and color theory. So I knew design was probably the direction I was going in. And then I solidified that when I did get an internship with a designer in Manhattan. And I knew that I loved design at that point in time. For us, we don't advertise. That was something I started back when I was in Manhattan. We work strictly word of mouth. And we really believe our clients are clients for life. And when they move, they take us with them. We travel all over the country. We actually technically go all over the world, which is really fun for us. And it makes our job very easy because we really dive in to get to know our clients and we really listen. So I'm not giving you a design that I think I would like in my own house. I'm giving you a design that I know you will love in your own house. And I work with a very layered approach where if someone comes to me, like I have a client right now who's like, we want a French chateau. It's not just going to be French. It's going to be so overly layered with so many different design genres that it's really their own unique design. I use this one for an example a lot because it was such a unique ask, and the clients are literally like the nicest homeowners on the planet. And we started originally, they live in a traditional house in a traditional neighborhood. And when we started with exterior paints, she was like, I don't know, I think I want a Canadian wharf fisherman's home. So we started out there. So we had that nautical going with the exterior paints, and it's a red brick house. So it was just my accent paints that had that nautical ode to nautical. And then when we got to that inside in the kitchen being the hull of a Viking ship, I was like, how am I going to do this? So I mean, it was so beautiful. The quartzite we picked for the countertops just looked like movement of the ocean. And we had a fantastic installer who lined everything up so all the waves were almost going throughout the kitchen beautifully. It was it was gorgeous. And then we wrapped the ceiling with these great wood arched beams. So that gave you that wishbone or type of structure to feel like the inside of a ship. Scale. So talking about scale, I think that I was very timid when I first came out of school and was like, ooh, this chandelier must be this size, and my artwork should be this size, my mirror should be this size. And now, like, I love it if I have a small space and an oversized chandelier. I love it if I'm mixing my patterns and I'm going large, large, large instead of small, small, one large. So I just like breaking the rules of scale. I think it's so much more impactful, and I am definitely a maximalist. So the more, the better. There's one on our portfolio McLean is the house. And there was this little vestibule to the guest bedroom, and I wanted this massive, oversized rattan black and white, or it's black and beige, woven arterials pendant. And they were like, that is way too large for the space, Michelle. You're out of your mind. And I was like, no, you're going to see it peeking through when you come down the stairs. It's going to be fantastic. That little vignette of that hallway is such an amazing moment. It's one of my all-time favorites. And we took a risk with scale. It's way too big for the space. I'm actually doing a dream project right now. So I love that question. We're doing about a 25,000 square foot French chateau for clients. He works in Manhattan. She's a former Miss America. And this is probably my seventh house with them. And we've done houses all over the country for them. And I love it because she's always liked French. I've had her go French modern sometimes, but we're really going back to like this great blend of mixing the modern with the old, which is so on point right now. The property's beautiful. You go through one gate, you drive down this beautiful swooping hill, you go through a second gate, and then the road splits. If you go to the left, it takes you to the guest house, which we finished last summer, which is about 5,800 square feet. And I know. And then if you go straight, the way that we designed it, I mean, we stood on this road and we pinpointed and drew chalk lines so we would just hit that perfect spot of the front of the house. So I love being involved way beforehand. Like, these clients know me, they trust me. So when they decided they were moving back to North Carolina, they said, let's find houses. We went house hunting together. We found this property. There were two houses on there. We knew one we were going to take down, the other one we renovated for the guest house. It is a dream because we really get to be in every aspect of the project. Right now, we're working about 30 projects. They're all at different stages in flight. The most that we've had is about 38 a year. The least amount is about 20. I'm trying to scale back a little bit now because we know the French Chateau is, the roof is going on now, but it's still, because it's so large and there's so much trim happening in the house, we're not going to be finished that until summer of 27. So I would say 30 is probably a great amount for us. And our team is small. I am total type A control freak. So I like to definitely head the ship and lead and all that good stuff. I thrive in chaos. My girls may not agree with that, but I love a challenge. I know one time or a few times we'll have an athlete come to us or someone say, hey, we just bought this 8,000 square foot house. We have an all-star break. Can you furnish it while we're gone in the next 3 days? And I'm always like, yeah, no problem. And the girls are like, what is wrong with you? We need to finish blah, blah, blah. And we're doing this. And I'm like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's all good. I love everything. That's my problem. And it's literally, I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite. This Schumacher, is one of my favorite. This is probably the most me out of anything I own because it's colorful. It's, I love that pop of pink. I love any animal. Animals are neutral to me. Blues are neutral to me. So it's almost like I take my favorite things and I just make them neutral in my brain, if that makes sense. That wallpaper is neutral to me, even though it's so bam, bam, bam. And I just, in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's neutral. It's fine. We can match anything with it. I think they're going to be really surprised when they see that I am able to really nail French design, traditional French design, because I am in the South. And obviously that's very popular here. when I first moved here, I purposefully tried not to do that because I just remember coming here from Manhattan back in 2002 and I was like, everything's chicken and roosters. What is going on? And like a gingham plaid. I was like, and I left Manhattan where everything was more urban and things like that. So for me, and in New York, I didn't even work with a portfolio because what I was running into was because we are word of mouth, someone would say, I saw what you did in so and so's house. I want you to do that for me, but do it better. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to repeat a design. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do a portfolio anymore. So I didn't start taking photos of my work until 2019. My right hand at the time, I know, my right hand at the time, Liz, got pancreatic cancer and she was given 6 months to live. And she had two children who I wanted them to know how cool their mom was. So I was like, I'm going to get a photographer and start shooting all our projects. So in 2019, I started shooting. I think I shot about 5 houses from the past like 2 years that Liz worked on with me so I could build a book to leave with her kids of like all, so they could just see like, look what your mom did. She was so amazing and so cool. And for me, all my French homes were prior to that. So I don't know that people know that we really can do anything.